He's the chef and co-owner of ZA Pizzeria. Jason Costantini is here. Hello.
Hi, how you doing?
I'm thrilled. Is there anything better than the smell of pizza in the oven? Is there? I mean, do you get sick of it?
No, I don't. Love it. All day, every day. It's great. Yeah.
How long has ZA Pizzeria been open?
We've been open for about 9 months now, since April of 2015.
And you're where?
We're at BLOOR and Brunswick, 402 Bloor Street.
Right on.
Yeah.
Well, that's exciting. First year anniversary around the corner.
It is, yeah.
And people love your pizzas because you do things a little differently, whether it's the toppings or the sizes or the crusts. You've got your own thing going on.
Yeah, we're trying to be a little bit different. We're trying to bridge the gap between your sort of more traditional Neapolitan pizza and your sort of takeout, everyday pizza.
Which is so doughy and bleh.
Yeah, so we our standard pizza is a thin crust, so it's a 14-inch thin crust. And then we also do a 10-inch thicker crust, so it's the same dough, we just don't stretch it as thin, so the dough comes out a little bit thicker for people that like maybe a doughier pizza. And then we also do half pizzas, which is something that's a little bit different. So you can get a slice, or you can get a half, which is 2 slices, or you can get the whole pizza. So what we're going to do today is we're going to do a whole pepperoni as a classic pizza, and then we divide our menu into classics, signatures, and features. The features change every month, and the signatures are pizzas like the one we're going to do today, the O Canada, that are really unique to us ourselves.
The flavor combinations these guys come up with, really fun. You're going to see some really cool stuff. But we're starting with the pepperoni, you said?
Yeah, so I'm going to just get the dough out here, and I'm going to start opening it up.
I wish we could see that. They're little balls of goodness.
Yeah, so they're little dough balls here, and we make them fresh every day at the pizzeria. We let them age for 48 to 72 hours.
So you're making today's pizza a couple of days ago.
Yeah, so this dough was made on Saturday actually. So it's the 72 hours.
Boy, you haven't done that before.
Yeah, so stretching the dough is basic. You press it out, and then you're gonna press down with your hands, kind of like I describe it as kind of like doing CPR. Okay. And then once you're here, if you have more experience, you pick it up and we start to slap it to get the flour off. And then we can toss it.
Who decided that this was the way to make pizza?
Like that.
That's so fun.
Yeah, and then we're just gonna come over onto this tray here.
Why is tossing it better than just?
So there is actually, other than just that it looks cool and people like it, there is some purpose behind tossing it. So when you're stretching the dough, the objective is to get as much air to the outer crust as you can. So by tossing it, the centrifugal force is forcing the air out, and then also it's drying out the outer crust a little bit, so that the outer crust will get a little bit more crispy than if you were to just stretch it by hand.
Wow! Plus, it gets perfectly round.
Yeah, as long as you roll the balls properly, that's how you get it round. So the stretching is important, but if the ball isn't rolled properly, you're gonna it's gonna be almost impossible to get it so even.
The science of pizza.
Yeah.
Now that is
this one is gonna have to just.
This is gonna be a pepperoni.
Yeah.
And he's even got his own little trick on putting the pepperoni on the pizza.
Yeah, so what we
just sprinkle it on.
Yeah, so as you were saying, the flavor combinations. One thing that's important to us is that every bite's the same, every bite's uniform. And for example, a pepperoni pizza, in our opinion, is supposed to be about the pepperoni, not about the cheese and the tomato sauce. So we go a little bit lighter on the tomato sauce and a little bit lighter on the cheese than we do on our margarita. And then we have these nifty sheets of pepperoni. So when we started, we didn't do it like this, and it took forever to pepperoni a pizza because we wanted it to be uniform and even like that.
Look at that.
And now if your dough's not big enough, you can always adjust it afterwards.
So somebody's got to lay all those pepperonis onto a sheet beforehand, right?
Yeah, so what we do is we lay them out ahead of time, and then that way when we're in the rush, it's quick and easy the way that was. We just peel it off.
Look at that.
We're just going to toss that in the oven.
That is a pepperoni pizza. They're going to shrink up a little bit.
Yeah, they're going to shrink up. They're going to crinkle up a little bit and and crisp up, but they're going to stay uniform on the pizza that way. Nice. So the next one that we're going to do is going to be the O Canada, which is one of our signatures, and we're going to do this one in a thick crust. And if you want, actually, I can get you to dress this one once I get it stretched out.
Okay.
So this one is called the O Canada because we kind of think of it as having, like, the things that are sort of Canadian or great to Canada, mainly being maple syrup and bacon. And as we as we know, and as we were just talking about with flavor combinations, so the pepperoni, we want it to really highlight the pepperoni.
So you didn't flap that around too much. That's going to make it thicker, right?
Yeah, so this is going to be a thicker crust. So we're not bringing it as big. We're not going to toss it as much as we did before. So the inner crust is going to stay thicker, and there's this is also going to puff up a little bit thicker because it hasn't been pulled away from as much. So we're just going to put some maple syrup on that, and I'll get another dough going.
No sauce?
No, so the maple syrup is the sauce on this one.
Are you kidding me?
Yeah.
How much?
A little more. There you go.
Oh, for heaven's sake.
Yeah, so that's pure Canadian maple syrup. We like to use the good stuff. And then we're going to put some of the cheese on there.
Okay.
So it's maple syrup, mozzarella, and then bacon. And then we cook it in the oven, and when it comes out of the oven, we put crushed potato chips on top.
Oh!
So we all know, or most people would agree, that maple syrup and bacon work together. We know that maple syrup works on bread with like French toast. So this is how the flavors should work together. The pizza is more just a vehicle for getting these flavors across. So yeah, now you're gonna, yeah, that's perfect. Sprinkle the bacon on there.
Chips. We're gonna put chips on this
Yeah,
pizza.
crushed potato chips.
How did you come up with that?
Well, I had a friend from Colombia when I was a kid, and he used to always put potato chips on his hot dogs. And so when we were coming up with this pizza, it just, you know, I don't know, one thing led to another, and I was like, oh, let's try throwing the chips on there and get that extra crunch. And it worked out really well. So those two are cooking up. And now this last one here we're going to do is our beet and goat cheese.
Beet and goat cheese.
Yeah, so this is like a, more like a salad that's on a pizza, or on a giant crouton maybe. And again, it's a flavor combination that we know works. Beet and goat cheese is a popular salad, usually
Love
with
it.
cranberries, or in our case, we're doing candied walnuts. So what we're gonna do, and this one, we're also gonna do this with our garlic roll. So when you get a half pizza at ZA Pizzeria for $1, actually you can get a garlic roll, which is like a little garlic bread on the side. So what we're gonna do, just put the beets down.
I thought those were pickles. Those are golden beets.
Golden beets,
that
yeah.
You've roasted.
Yeah, we actually sous vide most everything at ZA Pizzeria, but the objective is for this to be like a roasted beet, so yeah. And then a generous amount of goat cheese. We use a firm ripened goat cheese so that we can grate it, so it's easier to spread around the pizza, and it's easier to make it more uniform, like we were saying before.
Salty sweet, right?
Yeah, exactly. So, and then this one will get finished with arugula and balsamic reduction and the candied walnuts.
Is that buffalo mozzarella you're
This is
putting on?
buffalo mozzarella, yeah. So we get our buffalo mozzarella from Dolce Lucano, which is the only Ontario-made buffalo mozzarella that I know of, and it's by far the best mozzarella that we can get here.
And now the garlic side.
Yeah, so now the garlic side. So the garlic bread goes down, or sorry, the garlic butter goes down. And we spread it around.
This is perfect, because in a second we're going to take a break. You'll throw these in the oven.
Yeah.
And when we come back, oh look, how clever.
Yeah, so we just roll it up like that, and then that's going to puff up, and the butter and cheese is all going to melt inside, and then we'll grate some Parmesan and cut it into little garlic bites.
All right, toss that in the oven there,
Yeah.
Chef. So we'll finish these pizzas when we come back later with the corn, the potato chips and the arugula and all that fun stuff.
Exactly, yeah.
ZA Pizzeria. Now, here's the. Are you calling this pepperoni perfection? If you don't, you should. Look
right.
at this.
I like it, yeah.
How evenly spaced everything is, and that's because he pre-pepperonied a bunch of sheets, and then you just flapped it on there.
Slap it on there, yeah. Yeah, so the only other thing to note is that at the pizzeria, we have these custom ovens that we created ourselves. So the pizza's cook in about 2 minutes. So they look a little bit different than they do here. They'll have a little bit more charring, and they look more authentic, like a Neapolitan pizza. So with this one, we're just going to brush the crust with some garlic oil.
This is on the crust only,
Yeah, on the
okay?
crust only. While you're doing that, I'm going to pull the last one out here.
Layering those flavors, yummy.
Yeah, exactly. And then
And this one's done, because this is meant to showcase the pepperoni, right?
exactly, and that's it. So, and then this one here is going to get a little bit of brown butter that goes on the crust.
On the crust, okay.
Yeah, exactly.
Brown butter,
Yeah.
which is made by essentially
Basically just by browning or caramelizing the milk proteins in the butter. So you just cook it on the stove until
smells like
it comes out.
hazelnuts.
And, yeah, it has a nutty smell and a nutty flavor, and we do that to make things taste like they're like it's toasted or like it's grilled on a griddle, like you would get. And then we're just going to sprinkle goat cheese on that one there.
But you mean chips?
Chips.
Look
Yeah.
at this. Who's ever done this before? Chips on a pizza. This is the Canadian one.
That is the old
What's in
Canada,
this one?
yeah. So it's maple syrup, bacon, mozzarella, and then potato chips. And then while you're doing that there, I'm just gonna finish this beaten goat cheese, which has the garlic roll. So the garlic roll gets the grated Parmesan on it. And then the beaten goat cheese gets arugula.
That's so
So
smart
it's
of you.
more like a salad. And these are candied walnuts that we make in-house.
And
we make
under here,
everything in-house.
as you say, are the beets,
Yeah.
the goat
The-
cheese.
Exactly, and the buffalo mozzarella. And then a balsamic reduction, again, that we make in-house. And a little bit of olive oil.
And it's
those
so
are our
clever.
pizzas.
This is a half pizza. If you wanted a half pizza, you order it this way, and then you should
Yeah.
order it with the garlic roll, because that's how you use up the other half of the
Exactly, and the ones
pizza.
that don't get ordered that way, we actually use the crust to make the croutons for our Caesar salad. So
Brilliant.
make everything in-house. We try to use everything up that we can.
What are some other flavors that we can enjoy?
Well, like I said, the signatures are things that are a little bit more unique to ourselves. So we do an eggplant parmesan, which is just like an eggplant parmesan on a pizza. We do a zavlaki, which is like a souvlaki, but on a pizza. And then some of the features that we've done, we did a Big Zac, which was like a Big Mac on a pizza. We've done a pierogi pizza. We've done grilled cheese and tomato soup. So
Zapizzeria.com. Location again?
it's BLOOR in Brunswick, 402 Bloor Street West.
Best pizza around. Got to do it. Thank you so much to everyone.